time from your schedules to either attend or view tonight's meeting to observe how our town government works. All Farragut Municipal Planning Commission meetings are public notice per Tennessee State Law, TCA 8-44-103. All Planning Commission meetings are streaming on the Farragut YouTube channel, and links to the recordings may be found on the Town of Farragut website. Those in attendance should be able to pick up a copy of the agenda at the door when you came in tonight. And if you are not able to attend in person and are viewing from home, you will be able to see the agenda posted on the Town of Farragut's website. For any persons in attendance who would like to address this commission concerning an item on tonight's agenda, please pick up a blue card at the door and write your name, address, and agenda number that you wish to comment, and give it to Mark Shipley down here in front of me. There will also be time reserved at the end of the business meeting for residents' comments on non-agenda subjects, which will also require that you fill out a blue comment card, and include your name, address, and topic of your comments, and again, pass it on to Mark Shipley. On each agenda item, the chairman will ask the town staff for Farragut residents' input. During this time, any Farragut resident wishing to speak to the Planning Commission on that specific agenda item may do so for up to 3 minutes. After being recognized by the chairman, please proceed to the podium microphone in order to be heard and viewed by all. To conduct efficient business-like meetings, the town has adopted rules for how its meetings will be conducted. Primarily, these rules are designed to keep the meeting progressing along, assure that all points of view are heard and considered, and to provide common courtesy to everyone. We ask that you observe the established meeting rules when addressing members of the town staff and/or members of the Planning Commission. At the beginning of your presentation, please state your name and address for the record. We ask that you address your questions to the chairman. If necessary, the chairman will call on a commissioner or staff member to address your questions or comments. Once you have given your input, please return to your seat. We ask that persons speaking avoid the use of improper language and profanity. Please only address the agenda issues. Speakers should strive to present original viewpoints and avoid redundancy. We ask that you also stay on topic of that specific agenda item. Everyone, please remember, we are here tonight doing the people's business. It is a very important responsibility for all of us. Now I ask that if you are able, please stand for a moment of silence for prayer and reflection, to be followed by the recital of the Pledge of Allegiance of the flag, led by our Mayor Williams. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Can we have a roll call, please, for attendance?
Sure. Commissioner Pavlin.
Here.
Vice Mayor Meyer. Here. Commissioner Myers.
Present.
Mayor Williams.
Mayor Williams here.
Chairman Pinchot. Here. Commissioner Devlin. Here. Commissioner Wright. Here. Commissioner Green. Here. Youth Representative Lou. All right. All are here except for one.
We've established that we do have a quorum. And next item is the approval of the agenda. Is there any changes to the agenda?
Yes, there are. There has been a request to postpone agenda items 5A, B, and C. Those will be heard likely at the next meeting in October, but they have requested a postponement for this evening.
Okay, so for those of you that are in attendance, just want to make sure you're aware, not necessary for you to stick around. So thank you.
And those are related to the annexation, the 424 North White Road property, annexation and rezoning. So,
all right.
Motion to approve the agenda as revised. Second.
All right. All in favor of the motion, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed, no. I don't see a. We're not, nothing popped up.
That one doesn't have an electronic vote. actually, there, it pops up. It
There we
just
go.
popped up.
Yes, and save.
Yay, technology.
All right, everybody got it?
You get all your votes?
All right. Next item is approval of the minutes. Are there any changes or amendments to the minutes?
No, there are not.
Okay, I need a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right. All in favor, say yes. Yes. Opposed, no.
Abstain.
We voting on that? All right.
It's called pacing of the meeting, apparently.
Folks, not only are we voting verbally, but we're trying to get it in the system, in a computer, so we have accurate vote information. Okay, here we go. All right. Tonight we have 5 action items to review, and our discussion items have been canceled. So we're going to go to the first action item. Okay, item 4A is a request for approval to extend fiber optic cable for Comcast along a portion of the east side of Concord Road, south of Kingston Pike to service 116 Concord Road. Comcast applicant.
Yes, this was reviewed last month as mostly an aerial project. They were unable to complete the project as they had originally planned, so they are now requesting to use directional boring to extend the fiber optic cable actually on the east side of Concord Road to service the facility at 116 Concord Road. There is a sidewalk along the east side of Concord Road. The directional bore will be at least 36 inches below the ground surface, which is typical. The subcontractor that's completing the work is Source Broadband. They do have a letter of credit through the town to ensure that if there is anything that's damaged, that it will get properly repaired. So the staff does recommend approval of this revised utility project, subject to obtaining a right-of-way permit through the town's engineering department.
All right, we need a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, before we move on, are there any citizens signed up to talk, Mark?
No, sir.
Okay. Any questions, comments from the commissioners?
I have one question. Mark, obviously, this is going on during school time, and we have a lot of kids that walk over there and use that sidewalk to get home. What are we doing for them?
Not sure if anyone with the applicant is here or not, but that's part of what they would coordinate with the town's engineering department. That's why we have the right-of-way permit, because they'll schedule a pre-construction meeting on the location to discuss the project, the timing, and how they would, arrange with, that kind of situation and try to avoid conflicts, so.
All right, we need to reach out to the middle school and the high school to make sure that they're aware that this is happening so that they can maybe put something out.
Okay, I'll let Daryl's team know about that.
Any other questions, comments? All right, if we have none, we need a vote. All in favor of the motion, say yes.
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 Wait a minute. No? There are no no's.
Motion passed unanimous.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is item 4B. A request for approval to extend fiber optic cable for Charter along a portion of the overhead utility line system along the south side of Kingston Pike from 13020 Kingston Pike to 13128 Kingston Pike and then crossing Kingston Pike on an overhead utility line system with a directional bore of 540 feet to service 13123 Kingston Pike. Mass Tech applicant.
Now, this is a mostly aerial project. The area in red is the limits of the project. From the east along Kingston Pike, this will be on the south side of Kingston Pike, starting just east of where the Advance Auto Building has been recently constructed. And they'll follow the overhead utility line to the west, and then cross Kingston Pike with an aerial line, and then go underground to service the Publix grocery store that's under construction at 13123 Kingston Pike. This one is mostly obviously an aerial project. They will have to obtain a TDOT access permit because it involves obviously the Kingston Pike right-of-way. But again, once they leave the aerial system, all the work will be directional bore on the Publix property to service that grocery store. So the staff recommends approval of this project, subject to obtaining the TDOT access permit and the town's right-of-way permit through the engineering department.
You approve it with both subjects.
Meyer.
Second.
All right, do we have anybody from, sorry, do we have anybody from Mass Tech here? You need to step up, just in case we have some questions. State your name and address.
Jonathan.
Is it lit up green?
No,
Are there any citizens signed up?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, any comments or questions from the commissioners? None?
None.
All right. Time to vote. All in favor of the motion, say yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
No?
Vote was unanimous.
All righty.
Approval.
Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is item 4C, a request for approval to extend fiber optic cable for Comcast along the west side of South Campbell Station Road using directional boring from Kingston Pike South to service 109 South Campbell Station Road. Comcast applicant.
Another cable extension, fiber optic cable. This is on the west side of South Campbell Station Road, kind of in front of the Starbucks development, the Farragut Gateway, ultimately to service the building at 109 South Campbell Station Road. The work will start just outside TDOT's right-of-way at Kingston Pike and go south approximately 235 feet. The staff recommends approval of this extension project, subject to obtaining a right-of-way permit through the town's engineering department. Source Broadband is doing the installation. They do have a letter of credit through the town.
Need a motion?
Move to approve with the subject twos.
Second.
All right, any citizens signed up?
No, sir.
Anybody from, let's see, from Comcast here to speak? Nobody? Okay, any questions or comments from the commissioners? Ready to vote? All in favor of the motion, say yes.
Yes.
No? I heard no no's.
Yep. Motion passed unanimous.
Thank you. Next item, item 4D, discussion and public hearing on approval of ordinance 25-15, an ordinance to amend various provisions of the Farragut Municipal Code, Chapter 22, Article 5, driveways and other access ways. Town of Farragut applicant.
Yeah, this item has been discussed with you all at two previous workshop discussions. We talked about the fact that this ordinance was originally drafted in 1997 and it has a lot of outdated provisions. And so really, I just kind of went through the whole ordinance, other than the traffic impact study section, which we recently updated a year or so ago. And just kind of updated it to bring it into our current practice and to make it more clear how different access approvals occur and what kind of information you need. I do have one recommended change that was brought to be by one of the commissioners, and I think it's a good suggestion. It's dealing with the Section 5, subsection 4, that deals with residential driveway widths. What's in the current ordinance is on top there, and that's talking about the maximum width of a driveway being 24 feet throughout its length, excluding the turnaround. It's not within the public right-of-way. I needed to make that a little bit more clear about what the intent is, because there's a lot of people that have, 3-car garages and kind of storage space for cars. So what I've revised is basically what's on the lower part on the screen there, that the maximum width of a driveway for a single-family dwelling shall be 24 feet within the public right-of-way, because that's really the intent of it, so that you don't have a big, wide kind of airport runway coming down to the street, and it's a more narrow, kind of like the width of a 2-lane access street on a commercial project, for example. So with that suggested amendment to this particular ordinance, Ordinance 25-15, the staff recommends approval of the resolution that supports this ordinance, Resolution PC-25-07.
Move to approve with the amended language.
Second.
All right. Any citizens here to speak on the subject?
No, sir.
None? Any comments or questions from the commissioners? Nothing? All right, time to vote on the amended motion. Or, let's see, all in favor say yes?
Yes. Yes.
Opposed, no?
Motion passed unanimous.
All right. Next item, item 4E, a discussion and public hearing on a resolution to amend the Farragut subdivision regulations by replacing Appendix A, sample irrevocable letter of credit, with an updated sample irrevocable letter of credit. Town of Farragut applicant.
Yes, in our municipal code, the subdivision regulations is referenced as Appendix B. Then there's additional appendices that support the subdivision regulations, and one of those is Appendix A in all capital letters, and that's the sample irrevocable letter of credit. A number of years ago, after consulting with the town attorney, we started only accepting irrevocable letters of credit instead of surety bonds for most projects, because we were having trouble at times with getting money from trying to cash a bond. So we worked with the town attorney back in 2009 and came up with the language that's in our current sample irrevocable letter of credit. But, that was 2009. So we started looking at the letter of credit language and trying to build in what we really would like for it to contain and what we've really been asking people to provide in the last year or two, frankly. And that's what's reflected in the updated sample letter of credit. This has been reviewed by the town attorney, and he's approved it. The big change there is that it requires a notarization of the letter of credit. It has more requested contact information, and that's helpful if we have to contact an applicant about, the status of a project, or let them know that we need to place a draw on something, that we have a good contact to do that if we had to go that route. And this also is a form that is very similar to what Knox County uses. So the banks, in the local banks at least, are pretty familiar with this format because they already are doing it when they submit letters of credit with Knox County. So for those reasons, we feel like this is a good update to our letter of credit because, again, it's been obviously several years since it's been revisited. So we recommend approval of Resolution PC-25-08 to amend Appendix A and replace the existing sample irrevocable letter of credit with an updated sample irrevocable letter of credit.
Move to approve.
Second.
All right. Any citizens here to talk about this?
No, sir.
Okay. Commissioners, any comments or questions? None? All right, we will vote. All in favor of the motion, say yes.
Yes. Yes.
Opposed, no?
All right, motion passed unanimous.
All right, so our discussion items have been canceled, so now we're down to approval of utilities.
I have no additional utilities on the agenda.
Any citizens signed up for citizens forum?
I do not have any citizens that have signed up.
No. Well, it is 6:26. Meeting is now adjourned.